thought they were married and you find out they're not married. I've seen that, absolutely. But I think the problem is that's not what majority of these people are doing. If it were shown that majority were doing this and it was working out, then I don't think there would be complaints. Majority of people, when they're not married, are living in separate households, tit for tat. Maybe they can co-parent you respectfully, but they're not under the same household raising the kids. So I think that's, we have to recognize that, yes, it can be done the way you're saying, Cookie. The problem is most people are not doing it that way. And that's where the issue comes in. Because not everybody's Christian. Not everybody has a religious belief that you have to go under, and do it a certain kind of way, right? And we can't put that on people, but the kids do better when both parents are actively raising the kids. Kids.
I agree with that, but we were talking about marriage. I'm not talking about baby moms and baby daddies. Y'all moving the goalposts.
Well, they are.
What all I said was marriage. I asked for the definition of marriage. Then I said, does everybody deserve to be married? Then I went into the other types of marriages that do exist and that are successful. I'm not saying it's a bunch of idiots out here that are children to be horrible human beings. I never disagreed with that, but that's not what I was talking about. I was just saying that, be clear.
You're going out.
Yeah. Your thing is going in and out real bad. But yeah, if you take away marriage in those situations, even though I did agree with Cookie, if you take out marriage in those situations, they are just baby mamas and baby daddies. If you're not married, you're single, technically. So it psychologically, if we can acknowledge that that environment psychologically impacts children and even adults, that is going to have some type of effect on them at some point, consciously or unconsciously.
All right, go ahead, Ikene.
Yeah, how you guys doing? Good afternoon, fellas. What I gotta say is this, right? Nobody deserves to be married at all, because we always say deserve, deserve, deserve. You don't deserve anything on this earth. You can only qualify for it by working hard, or you earn it by applying. But at the end of the day, you have to have trails of things you've done that qualifies you for that job. It's just like when you want to become a teller, right? You want to apply to become a teller at a sewing company, a company that makes dress. They're not just going to hire you and give you a machine. They want to see if you've gone to tailoring school, if you know, or if you've worked somewhere before, if you have any sample, can you demonstrate on this machine, sewing machine, that you've made clothes before? They want to see that. So when you get into a relationship with a man to become a girlfriend, you're applying to be a girlfriend. Forget about the fact that today men are doing it the wrong way by getting any woman and sleeping with her. No, a woman has to apply by being approached by the man. Then when she then demonstrates to the man that yes, she can be a girlfriend, that will be a process of her qualifying to become a wife. You don't just become a wife by showing up. You got to be a wife by demonstrating to a man that you qualify through the process of courting, which is not really a girlfriend, but courting. But it's just because we've been, fucking each other, so it's different now. But at the end of the day, the reason why most men are single is not because most men don't want to be married. It's just because most men are getting the wrong deal for what they're paying for. Everybody needs to be married. There is no woman, any woman that comes to me and say, "Oh, marriage is not for everyone," she's lying. That's a big lie. Because when you date a woman, all of us as men here can testify. Whenever you sleep with a woman the first night, she want to change the title. She doesn't want to be a side chick. She doesn't want to be somebody you're talking to. She want to know what is there for her. Are you going to take her serious now? Just from the very first time you guys sleep. So and then after that, now she want to know, are you going to marry me? She might not say it out of her mouth, but she's constantly asking for marriage. No woman out there that doesn't want to get married. You guys need to stop all these things that women don't want to be wifed is a lie. Every woman out there, when she deals with a single man, she wants that man to be her husband. And number two, let me say this to you guys, please. Marriage is very, very necessary. Don't play it down because you ladies are sending mixed signals. When you make when you know in the depth of your heart that you want to be a wife, but you speak out of your mouth that marriage is not for every woman, the man that is next to you automatically thinks you're not serious or you don't want to be married. I have seen women that confess out of their mouths that they don't want marriage, whereas they are seeking marriage from the man that they're dealing with. And that same man didn't get married to them for a long time because they've been saying out of their mouths that marriage is not for everyone. So be careful what you say. Somebody is listening. And that person that might be listening is the person that really wants to get married to you. But because you're putting your foot in your mouth. And I got to say this again, lastly. I don't give a damn about BBL. I don't want it. I don't want my wife to get it. I don't want her to get anything about BBL or implant or whatever. But some women, yeah, they become beautiful after they got BBL. That's what I was trying to say. Like they don't look bad, but BBL enhanced them. They weren't ugly, but BBL enhanced them. But the thing is this, they don't need it. They only wanted it. And it's
No,
a chemical.
some of them do need it.
Yeah,
It
but I
helps.
gotta say this. They're not ugly
Y'all
without it.
motherfuckers want me to take y'all seriously
No,
with what you said about marriage, and now y'all talking about BBLs is
no,
necessary.
no. I'm not
JR,
like
I'm taking a nap.
I was
Thank
trying
you
to
for
cover.
having me.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I was trying
I
to
told
cover.
you I had an hour and 45 minutes. I gave you two. Can I go
Yeah,
to sleep?
yeah.
Yeah, we're ready in shortly. I just wanted to get them
Okay.
response.
I'll
Yeah.
stay then.
So I was just trying to cover what I posted earlier. So to me personally, it's not a good thing because the reason why, as a science person, it's a chemical that goes into your body, and everything about chemical is that if it goes in, it gotta come out. If you put a chemical inside your body, you gotta let it out. So if you put something like that, which is a foreign object or a foreign agent into your body, there will come a time that foreign agent gotta be out, and that's why you get all those kind of repercussions that do occur after BBL.
I was just trying to address the point. Not trying to beat up on nobody, but Miss Mila said, mind your business. Everyone doesn't want to get married, and I can appreciate that perspective in a specific context. But any issue we talk about in Black American society, marriage will implicitly be like a consideration. Okay, if we talk about protect Black women or Black men need to build this and that, marriage is an integral part of all of these considerations. So you can't just dismiss it and say, well, everyone doesn't want to get married. Okay, well, if you don't care about marriage, then perhaps you don't care about Black society being built or the protecting Black women or the Black children being raised. Like, because marriage is the institution that kind of holds all of that together. So I just think, I understand the specific context. If we're not talking about, Black collectivism, then okay, I can agree with what she's saying. But if we are considering these other things, you can't just frivolously say that, So I was just trying to say that. I don't want to be confrontational enough.
I still stand on what I said. Everybody don't want to be married though. Like I understand what you're saying from a building for family dynamics. That's 100% right. but still, everybody does not want to get married. Everybody does not want to be a parent. Like, being a parent, that's a big ass responsibility. And honestly, some people should have been reflective before they had a baby because they didn't need one. So I feel, and I stand on what I said, everybody don't need to be married, and everybody do not need to be a parent. That's why fuckers out here acting a fool, because they was not ready to be a parent. They not prepared. And that's why marriages are not working, because society has been telling everyone, get married, get married, get married, get married by 30. If you're not married by 30, what's wrong with you? If you're not married by 40, what's wrong with you? And that's why all of these relationships are so fucked up, because we've been pushing this narrative that's literally not for everybody. And to get on that one person, every woman for real don't want to be married. Like, I don't know if I want to be married, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I have not seen any great examples of marriage in my 33 years of life, which I can say why I don't know why. I don't know if I want to be married, right? I haven't seen marriage be some great, phenomenal experience, right? I also don't know if I want to have children. My mom had 5 kids. She was married for 25 years, and she was miserable. I mean, so miserable to the point that she got sick and she recently passed. Like, for me and my family, I grew up in a 2-parent household. I also had a stepdaddy and a biological daddy who is very much in my life. My dad's my best friend. I'm a daddy's girl. And I still can say on the fact that I don't know if I want to be married, and I don't know if I want to have kids.
If I can ask a question real quick, is that experience, is that thought coming from from what you've seen externally?
Yeah, I have never seen like a successful marriage. When I talk to people that have been married, it don't seem that great. Like, it seemed like a prison. And I'm not saying that every marriage is in a prison, but just because all I can speak is from my perspective, what I've seen in my surroundings, and from like family members that are married, friends that I've seen married, strangers, even culturally, right? Because I talk to
I think that's being selfish. You know what? That's being selfish. I'll tell you why it's being selfish. Is this, right? I'm a married man. You think if I like it, being married? No. But it's a duty to my offspring. It's a duty to my community. It's a duty to the generation to come. You see what I'm saying, right? Let me tell you why it's selfish. Because you're only thinking about you. No marriage, in fact, existing on this earth, right, it's not fun. It's not fun to be single. It's not fun to be married. Nothing is fun. But why it's selfish is because you don't want to be responsible. Responsibility comes with virtue. Virtue is responsibility. Because let me tell you something. If you tarry and you're not married, yes, you are selfish. Period.
Or I'm not
responsible. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, okay? Because you got to understand this.
If you're married and you're saying that you're not happy and that you don't enjoy it, that's being selfish.
Yeah, like that's not.
No, it's not.
Reason to get married.
No, I gotta tell you something, right?
No.
Let me say something real quick. Do you think that waking up 3 a.m. in the morning to attend to a child when she's crying is fun? No. But guess why it's not selfish? Because somebody did it. Now you're talking, because that's what I was saying earlier. You said it's selfish. No, you don't want him to have that responsibility. It's selfish. Because guess what? Somebody did it for me. My father did it for me. My mother did it for me. I have to do it for the next generation. My mother died at the age of 52. She struggled for my family every day. She had scars. She died of cancer. You think my mom regretted having those 7 kids? You think she regretted having those children and being married to my father?
My mom did.
But guess what? You do what your mom did. Go and do what your mom did. Go and suffer the way your mom suffered. Because if you don't want to suffer the way your mom suffered, that's called selfish.
That's not how you. Oh man,
Right.
Oh,
No,
guys, you
told
guys stop this
me.
fairy tale, please. Stop
My
this fairy tale,
mom,
man.
that
my
ain't how
mom
you do it,
told
bro.
me to live a better life than she led, and she told me that my mom was very transparent with me, and she had 5 kids, right? She hated them. I mean, she loved us naturally, right? Because we were her children. But she had her first child at 26. She had her last child at 34. She also had a miscarriage. She told all of us, like, don't make the same mistakes I made. And as a parent, I thought you wanted your kids to have a better experience. So yes, my mom wanted me to get married. Yes, my mom wanted me. Oh, my baby's sick. My mom wanted me to have a child, but she also wanted me to do it responsibly. I didn't want to be a baby mama. I didn't want to like have a whole bunch of kids or then get pregnant by a man and then be forced to be married to him to sustain my life, or to have a life and then be married for 25 years and be miserable, then get a divorce and then get cancer and die. No, I do not want to live that
So your
life.
mama called y'all mistakes?
Yeah, she called us mistakes. She
God
loved us.
damn.
That's tough.
So
But
was she?
I
Was
feel
she?
like if you didn't
That's a
Let me
raise
messed
your
up.
say this.
This is
kids,
messed up,
Let me
man.
say this real fast. I apologize to you because you had a piss poor example of a mother then if she called y'all mistakes. That's
I
a
don't think
goddamn
so.
shame. Yeah.
I don't think
If
so.
your mother called you a mistake, that's a piss
It
poor
wasn't on
mother.
purpose. It's
If
a
your
mistake.
father called you a mistake, that's a piss poor. No, ain't no children a mistake. The mistake was having sex. That was the mistake. But the birth of a child is never a mistake. That is
I
sad.
don't think that she
I
meant it in
apologize
a
on behalf
negative
of your
way.
parents for telling you that.
She just said like the honest truth. Like, I like honesty, and from her perspective, it was a mistake. She was not planned. She was not prepared. She was not ready to be a mother in that entirety and to get married. That's honesty. I would never say that. Now, my mama made some mistakes. Now, she wasn't perfect. We had to go through therapy to work through some shit. But I think that I just didn't want to have the same life as my mom. So if me not wanting to be married, or knowing if I want to be married, or knowing if I would be a good mother, like, I think about that. Would I be a good parent? Would I be a good mother? Like, what if, like, I think about all of these things, and I don't know if people think about this. Maybe I overthink, but I just don't want to bring a child into this world and make a whole bunch of mistakes, and now they fucked up, and now I done made them be more fucked up, and then from my fucked up, and I think about all of those things. So I still stand on, like, if you don't know if you want to be a parent, if you don't know if you want to be married, why do that stuff? Because this man telling me that he miserable. If I'm gonna be miserable married, I might as well stay single. That doesn't make logical sense. Like, that's why I said I haven't
I
seen good
agree
examples of
100%.
marriage.
Hold on, y'all. Let's
I
let.
love my misery.
Hold on. You can.
I love it.
Hold on.
Hold on, man. So
We're
I
gonna
think
wrap up in about 5 minutes, but let's go ahead and get Viz in there, and let's go ahead and move in so we can close this on out.
so. I 100% agree with what Mila was saying. I also agree with Hink, because there's, regardless if she was being honest or kind of being transparent with it, that is damaging on some level at some point. Now, I think that especially with Ikini was saying, like, that's detrimental to people that want to get married. Life is about struggle, regardless if you're single or married. Regardless, you're going to struggle with something at some point. You're going to have to get up and do something that you don't want to have to do, regardless if you're single or if you're married. People are going into marriage with the wrong concept of what marriage is. Marriage is about love, but it's also an official license, an agreement between two people. This is now a business that we're conducting. We're now conducting business with love. So people are going into marriages not having that in mind, as well as that always we're constantly evolving. So we both have to constantly grow, just as with a business. In business, if you want to keep up with the times, you have to continue to grow. So if we're not saying this to people and showing them that there is a beautiful side of marriage, then if all we're getting is people saying that they miserable and they don't want to wake up to tend to their kids at 3 a.m, man, that's tough, bro. That's
I don't
part
think,
of life.
excuse me, I gotta cut you off. You
Part
didn't,
of raising
I gotta cut you off. I'm sorry. You didn't hear me right. That is not what I said.
that's
Yeah,
definitely what you said, man.
no, that's not what I said. You misunderstood me. I said that, do you think people want to wake up 3 a.m. in the morning to attend to a crying baby? But guess what? I have to do it because it's a duty. Somebody did it for me. I have to do it for the next generation. That's what I said. But Babeli, I said it clearly. I put it that way in those sequence that somebody did it for me. I have to do it for the next generation because guess what? It's a duty to do it. Nobody wants to go to work, but everybody want to get paid, right?
I like my career.
Yeah, I love my job. It
But you
sounds
know,
like you're just doing life wrong, man, and it's not. It's destructive to give that message to people. If you want to be able to live a certain type of life that you want to live, you got to put the work in. Period. You can live. There's people living the most amazing lives ever because they put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it comes down to. Do I want to get up and at 6 a.m. to go do a job that I love to do? Hell yeah, I do. I'm above ground. I got air in my lungs. Let me go make this shit happen. And that's how everybody should feel. And if you don't, then you're not living right.